And welcome to healthcaresucks. We covered a little of this in our last video, but I wanted to start here because I'm finding this very interesting. So I'm gonna, for you people that maybe missed the last video, or you people that are new, this is healthcaresucks, where we don't candy coat. No candy coat in here. I want to throw at you right away today, and I did in my last video at the end, but criminal activities have got to be like nuts right now. And they're just not covering it. I ended it with Chicago. Pew, 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 pew. Every day, every night was like, how many shootings? LA, of course. New York, yeah. And all over. Yeah, criminal activities. Now we've released prisoners. There's nobody getting arrested for minor stuff. You can't tell me that people aren't going out and stealing stuff, like shoplifting. And a lot of those people, if, again, this is addressed to you governors out there, including you, little Kate Brown. Little beep, 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 Brown. All you got to do, guys, is cut a check for 500 cash, 500 food stamps to everybody. You've already gotten state monies. You've got federal monies. There's no excuses. Governors, get off your butts and do it today. Anyway. You idiots ain't going to do nothing because you're paid idiots. And you're living up on a hill while the rest of us are eating blankety blank. Okay, back to reality. So with the criminal thing, if you guys get any stuff what's really going down, send it to me and I'll try to run with it. But I guarantee you, I know I can feel it. On the back of my neck, back of the neck, nose. And the little hairs back there go, beep. You know, the spidey senses, that criminal activities are just getting ready. And that's another reason why the military's out there. Because that kind of stuff will and is going to, especially with them releasing prisoners. Are they nuts? Yeah, they're nuts. Well, I guess the lefties and the snowflakies got their way. Another thing is I've covered some things about the homeless and some of my daily stuff I send out. They're giving some people and getting some people some help, but they're not quarantined, guys. They're exempt. They can run around, do whatever, and they're not getting them off the streets. They need to do that immediately. We need to have those people get into some kind of shelters or home. If we can take stadiums and turn them into hospitals and all this stuff, can't we turn some of those things into things for the homeless? Yes, we can. There's no excuse. So another hit at you, Governor Bozos. Yeah, all you bozos. Until I hear one of you doing what I just suggested, you're bozos. Wow, that was pretty harsh. Gee, I almost feel bad about it. Nope, not a bit. Okay, so I covered the gang thing. We're going to watch this for a second. I may do a video on this. Over in Italy, while everything's going on in all this, the people that came over on the ships, like that are coming across the border in America but aren't Mexicans that I've been talking about, are actually, there's huge gangs. Like we have MS-13. We have these guys here too, the Samoans and all that. I probably didn't say that right. It almost sounded like Hawaiian, not the Hawaiian guys or the Japanese guys. The other guys that came off the ships. Here we go.
Do you think you were in the hands of the mafia?
Yes, I was actually in the hands of the mafias.
Italian mafia or Nigerian mafia?
Nigerian mafias. Nigerian mafias. Yes.
Only 2 years ago, Joy Ezekiel was just like these girls, running for their lives when they see our camera. On the only road in and out of Castel Volturno, their madams forced them to sell sex day and night. They've been tricked and traded for large sums of money, often by their own families, working with the Nigerian mafia.
All they know is money. They even changed my name. They changed my name. I was not bearing my name. They changed everything. So I was like living a life for someone else. It wasn't me anymore. I was just a shadow of myself. Just like a living dead, I should say.
And these are things you don't hear anywhere else, guys. So you're getting something new. These guys are giving the Italian mafia a run for their money, guys. And you know the Godfather is not happy with this. You need to be taking him out. What the blank? Where's Gino? Send Gino over there and the boys. Gino, why are you letting these people take over? Gino. Yeah, I think you get my picture.
A safe distance from Castel Volturno, we meet Joy for lunch. She's among the 80% of Nigerian women in Italy the UN says are trafficked by the Nigerian mafia. It's the first time Joy has told her story.
Whenever this car came to take us to the bush, I don't know who I'm going with. I don't know who is this person. What does he have for me? He's going to beat me.
We're going to do some skipping. I want to see if we can get the Italian mafia's point on this.
Yep, he's going to kill me.
122 bullets were fired. 6 Africans were killed. Now the Camorra lets the Nigerian mafia base its European drugs and prostitution networks here, and it takes a cut.
It takes a cut.
Nessuna organizzazione criminale in Italia può esistere senza alleanze e permessi con le organizzazioni
Okay.
italiane.
The Italian mafia gets a cut of the new boys in town. I see. Wow, this is just like right out of a movie, is it not?
Una percentuale dei loro affari va alle organizzazioni italiane e soprattutto sul narcotraffico i rapporti tra le organizzazioni, soprattutto la Camorra, sono molto prolifici.
One more minute. Hey, Gino! It's a good you make a deal for the drug money. I'm very happy with you. Please, just bring the money in. If they don't pay, then you go and you beat them and you take them out. But till then, we like the money. That's what they're saying, guys. That's what it is. Okay. I'll do some more on this. Let's get back to what we do best. Which is, here we go, oil. Good old oil.
Yet another eye-watering 8% tumble, and world shares buckled again as fears mount that the global coronavirus shutdown could last for months. Here in Europe, London sliding nearly 0.5%, Frankfurt losing 0.16%, and Paris shedding over 0.7%. Now, for a look at what's driving those market drops, France 24 business journalist Brian Quinn joins us now. Brian, what are some of the specific factors driving those market drops today?
Well, and one sector where we're seeing some major drops in share prices is in the European banking sector. Italian lender UniCredit is down around 6%. Crédit Agricole here in France off around 4% Monday. Well, that's following an order from the European Central Bank on Friday that banks in the bloc freeze both dividend payouts and share buybacks. They're trying to ensure that lenders have enough cash on hand to avoid a credit crunch like we saw in 2008.
Yeah, when they start doing that kind of stuff where you can't buy this or sell this or trade this or whatever, that's why I don't do the stock market straight out, because it's criminal as far as I'm concerned. It's criminal anyway. The whole stock market's criminal. But it's fictional is what it is, really. But, yeah, when they tell you can't take, you can't do, who's to say what you can do with your money? That's why I bury mine in mason jars. That's right. There's a song about that. That's right. Some good old boy sings, "The devil went down in Georgia His name was Wuhan. He was looking for a deal. He was way behind. So he made a deal with China. Sorry, guys. Spain. Record deaths, guys. It's not cool.
Spain is at an all-time low because of those daily figures, the record numbers of deaths. That makes it difficult for the government and the health authorities really to point to what they see as the optimistic data, which is the fall in the rising number of new cases. They say that the curve is levelling off, and they say in some regions the peak of the figures of number of new cases and deaths may even have been reached, but it's difficult to sell that to a public that has spent now 2 weeks entering its third week in lockdown with these record numbers of deaths. The government said with Easter fast approaching, the cruelty of this virus is at its most bitter moment, and they say that they can't afford to have people relax the measures of lockdown, to start to leave their homes and to risk pressure on the intensive care wards, many of which are already at breaking point. The health officials say 9 of the 17 autonomous regions in Spain are really struggling to get those intensive care ward units able to deal with the vast number of cases that continue to flow through them on a daily basis.
The Black Plague. We're only going to drop in here for a minute, but I wanted to bring it to you. Geez, that looks like now. Ah, there they are. They really had those masks, guys. It was like nuts. What was this supposed to scare the evil out of you? I don't think so. Bad times. The Great Plague.
In 1665, death stalked the streets of London.